Here's something kind of interesting that I got for Christmas. A brand new Dietz number 8 air pilot. I've always liked these hurricane lanterns. In fact, I've got a small one, small green one. It's not a Dietz, but it's some off-brand. And I got it new at, I think it was at Hammers in Fayetteville, Tennessee, back when they had a Hammers. It was one of those kind of stores. Anyway, actually I was about 8 years old, and I saw it in there, and I asked for it for my birthday, and I got it. I mean, I've always been into lanterns, flashlights, you know, all kinds of stuff like that since I was a kid. So anyway, this is the Dietz number 8 air pilot, and this one is made in China. Now, I already had one. This is one of the old ones. And I watched a video that said that the date code should be right about here, and I couldn't find a date code. But it does say Dietz, New York, USA on it. It was originally blue, and it's been repainted black by some previous owner, because I haven't had this one since it was new. It was already old when I got it. So it says Dietz, New York, USA, and on the other side it says number 8 air pilot. Now, the new one, which is made in China, says on the front Dietz number 8, and on the back air pilot. They seem to be approximately the same quality, you know. I mean, not everything made in China is terrible quality, because seems to be about the same. It feels like it weighs about the same and everything, and the controls operate about the same. In fact, let me try something here. Just out of curiosity, I haven't thought of this, but the cap says Dietz on both of them. I don't know, let's look. Yeah, it looks to be about the same. I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's wanting to screw in there. Okay. So, the cap threads are a little bit larger on the new one. Oh well. I was hoping it would be the same, that they would be interchangeable. But that's not the case. But anyway, they are, they have a 7/8 inch wick, and they're supposed to put out about 14 candle power and run for about 27 hours on a fill. Now, I used to have an original old US made Dietz Little Wizard. It's the same size, it's got the same size tank, which they, on lanterns like this, they call it a fount, but same size, but it has a smaller wick. This has a 7/8 inch wick, so like I said, 14 candle power, 27 hours on a fill. And the Little Wizard is the same, except that it's got a 5/8 inch smaller wick. and it does about 9 candle power, but it'll go for 45 hours. And I used to have one of those, an old one, but I don't know what happened to it. It was rusted out around the bottom like that. And I actually tried JB welding, or some kind of epoxy, I think it was probably JB weld, a coffee can lid onto it. Actually, I think it probably had holes across the entire bottom of it, because otherwise I would have just put JB weld around around the outside of the circle. But I didn't do that. What I did was, like I said, I took a coffee can or some kind of big can, number 10 can or something, disc, from cutting the top off one of those cans, and it fit inside the circumference perfectly. So I JB welded it onto the bottom, hoping that would fix it, at least temporarily. But it didn't hold for long, and at some point that lantern got away from me. I'm not sure where it went. I might actually run across it one of these days, who knows, but probably not. I had a bunch of stuff stolen, and that might have been one of the things that was stolen. But anyway, let's try these things and see how they look actually working in the dark. Real quick, I'm not sure if I finished what I was saying about the little wizard. I was talking about the repair I attempted on the one I had, but I don't remember if I told you the specs on it or not. But anyway, I know I said it had a 5/8 inch wick as opposed to 7/8 on these, and that's the only difference. They're the same size otherwise. So the little wizard only did 9 candle power instead of 14. So a little more than half of the light output, but it's rated to go 45 hours on a fill, so that's kind of good. And they still make it. It's actually a little bit cheaper, from what I've seen, than the Air Pilot, so maybe I'll buy a new one of those to go with these. Or maybe I'll just keep my eyes open in antique stores and everything for an original. outside like this, this is basically just about enough light to keep you from tripping over something. Now inside a tent or something, it's enough to be able to do stuff, you know, prepare food or whatever. And it also helps to heat up the interior of the tent. But you got to have good ventilation, of course.